This is Denise Graves of Peace Ministry. Yes, I'm live. And actually, these are the times that people like me are made for. These are the times when peace is moved with power. These are the times when calm informs our actions. These are the times that I have been made for. You know, my sister and all 7 of us actually were brought up in church. And there's a song that they sung as we were getting ready for the marches. I remember Cesar Chavez and my mom and the farm workers. You know, I'm old enough to remember the Watts riots. I am old enough to remember Kansas City, and I'm old enough to remember boycotts and protests. Actually, that's the stuff that made me. So when they sung the song, I was thinking, whoa, that's a bit radical for today's day. But no, I have been in a place of tearing and sorrow and rage and anger and questioning what is mine to do now. So you're going to have to just kind of be here with me because I'm in that place. And the old people used to sing this song. Satan, we're going to tear your kingdom down. Satan, we're going to tear your kingdom down. You've been building your kingdom all over this land. And Satan, we're going to tear your kingdom down. Murderers, we're going to tear your kingdom down. Murderers, we're going to tear your kingdom down. You've been building your kingdom all over this land. And murderers, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Love is the place we're gonna live. Love is a place we're gonna live. Love is a place we're gonna live. And you partner with us, or you leave us alone. You know, justice is a place we're gonna live. You know, justice is a place we're gonna live. You've been building your kingdom all over this land, and justice is where we're gonna live. Peace is where we're gonna live. Peace is where we're gonna live. You've been building your kingdom all over this land, and peace is where we're gonna live. Well, thank you for joining. You know, this is Denise Graves, and what I do is pray. What I do is sing. What I do is meditate. What I do is organize. What I do is strategize. And today, that's what we're going to do. You know, the spirit inside of us is greater than anything else. We cannot let this monopoly on the media distract us from our own power. Our power is inside of us. And when we are able to see that we are inextricably linked, that nobody stands alone, we're able to bring some things to the end. This is an end moment. This is the time when what was shall not be again. This is the moment. Now, I'm not the little 5-year-old that marched in the protests as I once did, but I am the spiritual leader who remembers my job is to pray, to encourage, to feed, to strategize, and to hold out the picture of hope. to reimagine a world that is not so caught up in the futility of a life based upon someone else's own fear. No, 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 no. This is not the time. This is not the generation, and we are not the people. We are strong and powerful. We are clear that one life is as important as all lives. And until that happens, some of us must stand a little bit bigger and bolder and taller. Some of us must take the front line. You know, those of you who have been sitting around wondering what is going on in the world, well, here is your turn. Step up and take a look for yourself. Get out of your comfort zone and find a way to do something that's going to stand with people who have been traumatized way too long. Unfortunately, you know, the stress of racism is a lifestyle. It is not an option. It is how we exist in our world as a person of color. Now, I'm not expecting anybody to do for me what I must do for myself, but my expectation is that you allow me to do it. My expectation is that you partner when it's good and I'm doing it. My expectation is that you stand up for me when I'm being trampled on. My expectation is for solidarity, because that's the only way that these kingdoms of assault are torn down. Now, you may not know what I know, but I know that we're going to get through this and we're going to be better than we were before. I know that when we get through this, it's going to be changed, and we are going to have to change with it. I know this for sure. Because, see, we've been through some things. We've just been there. And so I want to tell you today that you are powerful. You matter, and what you offer is important. My friends in London, I know that eventually you'll see this. And yes, you have privilege that allows you not to be concerned about certain things, but you have a responsibility to see yourself in the thick of this fight as well, and that we don't get a pass. Not one of us. Now, I'm not a cook, so somebody who can cook. I'm not going to shout, but someone who can shout and needs to shout. There are things that I am that I'll do. I'll give you solace. I'll give you support. I'll help you keep your hope. I can do that. I can sing and I can hold you while you cry so that you can get it together and start again. And yes, my friend, this is sometimes when tears are real and they must be allowed to fall. Because if you don't shed these tears, they hold you back from your greatest recognition. That yes, this hurts, but I'm going forward as I can. My tears are for moms right now, sisters and brothers, friends and family. My tears have welled up so and dripped down my face like a waterfall. But it does not mean that I am going to stop. No, it means that forward is the motion. So if you believe in freedom, then we better get busy some more. The song says, we who believe in freedom shall not rest or cannot rest. Sweet Honey in the Rock reminded us that we have to keep vigilant. This is not the time. And yes, it's a scary day. Yes. I want you to just feel all of that. Yes, it's unpredictable. Yes, your gut just feels some kind of way. Yes, the future is uncertain, but what we know is that we can never go back. And the truth is, I don't want to. Forward is the motion. So we're going to tear kingdoms down. They're no longer appropriate or right, but some of them were never appropriate or right. They were just never right. So, take a song for you. We're going to tear the kingdom down. But the other thing is that, I'm not going to let anybody turn me around. So, you got to get deep there now. Go deep. Ain't going to let nobody turn me around, turn me around, Turn me around, ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on a walking, keep on a talking, walking up freedom's way. Ain't gonna let no fear turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no fear turn me around. I'm gonna keep on a walking, keep on a talking, walking up freedom's way. So right now, Creator, known by many names and seen in a multitude of ways, we come before you and with you and stand around together, just remembering the kind of love that is available to us, that you love us immensely, and that you see our sorrows and you catch our tears. We know that you see the hurt in our heart and the brokenness of our consciousness. However, we're counting on you and all your manifestations to empower us to stand up and be people of consciousness, to stand up and be people of love, to stand up and be people of power, to stand up and be people of fortitude and perseverance, to stand up and advocate on behalf of ourselves and the other people that live in the universe with us. I'm counting on that creative energy right now. I'm asking you to hold the hand of someone who feels lost. I'm asking you to pick someone up who has fallen down. I'm asking you to comfort the heart that has been hurt. I'm asking you to solve the problem that is a problem for each and every one of us. Those who have been misplaced from their homes because of fire, I'm asking that they have a warm place to be and food to eat. I'm praying for folks who have lost their jobs, that they have revenue to sustain them, and that there's something creative and amazing and miraculous that shows up in their lives. I'm praying for children who have no idea of what to expect now. I'm praying that they would look and that they would learn. I'm praying that mistakes we made raising our children, not to see the life of another person as valuable, that we are forgiven for that. I pray right now that those of you who have not spoken to your family members about what is important about the value of life, that you take this time and do so now. I pray that we receive a consciousness of patience, listening and learning and changing and correcting and redoing what we can for the future, for we can undo nothing that happened in the past. I'm praying that we remember that we're going to pay a price. Freedom cost. Liberation cost. It will cost some of us comfort. It will cost some of us our friends. It will cost some of us some of our material belongings. Freedom has a price tag. It says power doesn't concede anything without a demand. I want you to remember that we have power inside of us. We can demand something greater of ourselves. See, the solution is not always outside of us. The solution is often inside of us. The solution is often with each one of us. If 1,000 people have a piece of the solution, that means if 1,000 people put the piece of the solution together, we can collectively get something done. Twigs don't break easy. Certainly not a bunch of twigs. So if you can't be a tree, join a bunch of twigs. Get busy and do what you're called to do. I'm going to do ear acupuncture for organizers. We're going to figure that part out. So let me ask you, what are you willing to risk for justice? What are you willing to risk for peace? What are you willing to risk for something better? Oh, I'm just going to let you sit with that. So here's the thing about God and how I understand God. You know, I don't have to beseech and beg God for anything. I just need to state what's real and then claim the promises. And that's been done. I'm asking you to do the same thing. And then get busy. You know, these people out here in the streets, I think they would have rather be doing something else. However, the things that are happening are so stark, so long, so assaultive, that we can't let it happen. We just can't let it happen. Those attorneys, those of you who are judges, those of you who make decisions about what is right for a crime committed, I'm calling you out. It's time for you to let political desires get in the way of you doing justice. I'm asking that your ancestors will begin to speak to you about doing what is right and having courage to do so. Now, we can protest all we want to, but it's a matter of all systems working for the same good, or break down the system until it is right. Attorneys and judges, you are called out. Political leaders, you are now called out. People have elected you, and they're expecting something better from you. Now, it's easy to say the people who pay me with the greatest campaign donations is where I listen. But I want to remind you that the law of the universe is about reaping and sowing, cause and effect. Those of you who claim Christianity is the way you live your life, we've been told that if you take care of the least of these, you have done that unto Christ. So if you have not done your due diligence, reaping and sowing is a Christian term. Cause and effect is a universal term. You choose. I have nothing to do with that, but it is impartial. Get busy. Just get busy. If you don't know what to do, y'all inbox me. I got some plans. If you don't know what to do with your resources, inbox me. We've got some relationships with organizations that need some support. Those of you who meditate, I'm inviting you to meditate for the next 3 days, 3 times a day. And you pick the times of your choosing for 15 minutes. 3 times a day for 15 minutes for 3 days. Let your intentionality be on freedom and liberation. Those of you who talk to friends and family, reimagine what freedom and liberation will look like. Those of you who are mourning and grieving, those of you who are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, because every time something like this happens, you remember those who have died in the same way before, I ask you to put a marker and plant a flower. Don't let one death be in vain. Call the names. Remember them. Well, I don't have much to say beyond this, but know that I will be meditating 3 times a day for the next 3 days. I want you to know that I'll be praying every hour for the good to come out of this. I want you to know that I believe in healing, and I believe in you. So if you haven't said that to anyone today, call 7 people and tell them that you believe in them. Call 7 people and tell them that you see them. Call 7 people and ask them, what do you need? Come on. Thank you, Seth. Seth will be joining me. Amen. Thank you, Ashe. Aho. Call somebody. Everybody can do something. If you can't get out, call someone. Ask them, how are you hurting? You can do that. Because Satan, we're going to tear your kingdom down. Satan, we're going to tear your kingdom down. You've been building your kingdom all over this land. And Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Justice, we're gonna build across this land. Justice, we're gonna build across this land. Our people deserve it and need it. It's their right in existing. So justice, we're gonna build it across this land. Well, my loves, thank you so much for joining. You know I'm gonna be praying some more, singing some more, meditating some more. But right now I'm gonna invite you, before you leave, let's take 3 deep breaths together. Breathe in through your nose. Let that air come down past your throat, past your chest, all the way to your abdomen, and just hold that. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Blow out through your mouth. Breathe in. Breathe in peace. Breathe out chaos. Breathe in. Breathe in love. Hold it. Just let it settle in your body. Now breathe out slowly. Letting it go. Beautiful. Every time you feel a little tense, every time you feel a little sorrowful, every time you feel fearful, every time you feel overwhelmed, every time you feel exhausted, I'm inviting you just to breathe. Restore yourself. Your breath is your constant companion. You don't need anybody or anything to do that. And since we're in tense moments, I'm inviting you to breathe before you speak. Though a word may not break a bone, a word could break a spirit. And we have enough spirit breakers right now. Our job is to encourage, to be hopeful, to inspire, to support, to be present. When you take time to deep breathe, you connect to the source of all life. And that connection allows you to be present in your divinely human way, because you're the face that people need to see. So remember, call 7 people. How are you? I see you. I love you. What do you need? Meditate 3 times a day for the next 3 days. Love you dearly. Peace. This is Denise. Thank you so much for joining me. And remember, everything you need is inside of you. Everything we need is a unity. Group is when we come together. Let your ego take a rest. Love you all. Thank you, Makisa, Bell, Donna, Seth. Just thank you all for watching and sharing. I'm asking you again to remember just to breathe, everybody. Offer your gifts to the world. You're so needed right now. If you're a musician, play. If you're a drummer, drum. If you're a singer, sing. Do something that puts good energy in our world. And before you criticize somebody, breathe. You have no idea what people are going through. But injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. So it may not be in your block now, but as you see, keep living. But if you plant good seeds, when you need them, what you need will come to you. So thank you, love. Thank you, Kat. I see you. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. And for those of you who have been on the front line today, I want you to remember to eat, rest, restore, do self-care, process what occurred, and as possible, seek counsel. This is for the long haul. This is no short ride. Peace. This is Denise at Peace Ministry. Have a good night.